If you're over 60 and feel like your muscles are shrinking no matter what you do, you're not imagining it. After 60, the average person loses up to 1% of their muscle every single year. And if you're inactive or dealing with chronic illness, that number can quietly double. That loss doesn't just make your arms and legs look thinner, it steals your strength, your balance, and in many cases, your independence. And here's the part almost nobody tells you. The medical system is very quick to offer pain pills, sleep pills, and even expensive injections, but very slow to talk about simple daily habits that can actually help your muscles rebuild. Today we're going to talk about 3 teas that do far more than just warm you up. One of them is probably already sitting in your cupboard, and when you use it the right way, it becomes a real tool for rebuilding muscle after 60. Before we go further, I'd love to know where you're watching from and your age. Are you in the US, the UK, Canada, Australia? And have you noticed your muscles getting weaker in the last few years? Like getting out of a chair feels harder, or carrying groceries leaves you more out of breath than it used to? Tell us your story in the comments. We read and reply to every single one with personalized tips, because the more we understand what you're dealing with, the better we can help. And if you find value in straight-talking, science-based advice for life after 60, please like this video and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, let's start our countdown with a tea most people think of as just for relaxation, but that's exactly why it's powerful for your muscles. The first tea is what I'll call a deep sleep tea, things like chamomile, lemon balm, or a blend marketed for sleep. On the surface, it sounds harmless, a cozy cup before bed to help you wind down, but after 60, the story changes, because deep sleep is where your body actually repairs and rebuilds muscle tissue. You've been told to focus on protein shakes and gym memberships, but if your sleep is broken, your muscles are trying to build a house on sand. Here's what almost no one tells seniors. Even 1 or 2 hours less deep sleep per night can reduce your body's growth hormone and testosterone, both of which are essential for maintaining muscle. A study in older adults found that those with chronic poor sleep had significantly lower muscle mass and strength even when they ate enough protein. Yet when seniors complain about sleep, they're often given strong sedatives that knock them out, but don't create natural restorative sleep. Those drugs can also increase fall risk, confusion, and even dependence. Now imagine someone like Doris, a 73-year-old retired teacher. After her husband passed, her sleep fell apart. She would toss and turn until 2 or 3 a.m., then wake up exhausted. Her doctor prescribed a powerful sleeping pill. She did sleep, sort of, but she started feeling groggy in the morning, stopped going on her daily walks, and noticed her legs getting weaker. She blamed age. When she finally came to a geriatric clinic, the doctor did something different. He helped her slowly wean off the heavy medication, taught her simple sleep routines, and suggested a nightly cup of chamomile and lemon balm tea about an hour before bed as part of a calming ritual. Dim lights, no TV news, a book instead of a phone. Within a month, her sleep was deeper and more consistent. Over the next few months, she had more energy to move, her balance improved, and her leg strength started coming back with gentle exercises. Does the tea itself magically build muscle? No. But by improving sleep quality in a gentle, non-drug way, it gives your body the chance to release the hormones that do rebuild muscle. The smarter choice after 60 is not sedate yourself into unconsciousness, but support your natural sleep. If you're on strong sleep medication now, don't stop suddenly, but ask your doctor, is there a way to gradually reduce this and try non-drug methods like a sleep tea, relaxation, or cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia? That question alone can change the path you're on, but sleep is only part of the story. There is another kind of tea that tackles a hidden enemy of muscle, chronic inflammation. Next on our list is turmeric ginger tea. You might see it sold as golden tea or anti-inflammatory tea, Most people think of it as something for joints or digestion. It sounds like just a trendy health drink, but for older adults, chronic inflammation is one of the biggest, quietest muscle thieves. When your body is constantly inflamed from arthritis, excess belly fat, processed foods, or even untreated gum disease, it becomes harder for your muscles to recover and grow after any kind of activity. A major review in older adults found that high levels of inflammatory markers were linked to faster loss of muscle and strength at a condition called sarcopenia. You've probably never had a doctor say, your inflammation might be shrinking your muscles, but the research is there. What usually happens instead? More pain pills, more acid blockers, more prescriptions that can sometimes worsen muscle problems or digestion. Turmeric and ginger, especially together, have been shown in multiple studies to modestly reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. One trial in older adults with knee arthritis found that a turmeric extract reduced pain and improved function almost as well as a common anti-inflammatory drug, without the same level of stomach side effects. When your joints hurt less and your inflammation is lower, you move more. When you move more, your muscles actually get the signal to rebuild. Let me tell you about Frank, a 68-year-old former mechanic. Years of working on cars had left his knees and back aching. His doctor had him on a strong anti-inflammatory pill every day, plus something for his stomach, because the first pill irritated it. Frank was afraid to exercise because everything hurt. He spent more and more time in his chair, and his legs started to look like sticks. He came to a physical therapist who took a different approach. She coordinated with his doctor to reduce his daily pill use, added a turmeric ginger tea twice a day with meals, and started him on a simple routine of chair stands and short walks. After a few weeks, Frank noticed his knees felt a little more flexible and less hot. He still had pain, this isn't a miracle cure, but he could tolerate his exercises better. Over several months, his thighs became visibly stronger, and he could stand from a chair without using his hands. The tea didn't do everything, but it was a low-risk tool that made the hard work of rebuilding muscle more possible and less painful. A smarter strategy for you might be to look at your daily painkiller use and ask, am I relying only on pills, or am I also using food and drink to gently lower inflammation? A turmeric ginger tea with a pinch of black pepper and a little healthy fat, like a drop of olive or coconut oil, can help your body absorb the curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Always check with your doctor if you're on blood thinners, because turmeric can mildly thin the blood too. But for many seniors, this is a far safer daily habit than increasing doses of medications that can harm the kidneys or stomach over time. So we've covered sleep and inflammation, but there is one tea that stands above the rest when it comes to direct effects on muscle and metabolism, especially when combined with movement, and most people over 60 either ignore it or drink it in a way that cancels the benefits. The top tea for rebuilding muscle after 60 is green tea, especially higher quality types like sencha or matcha. You've probably heard that green tea helps with weight loss or heart health. On the surface, it just seems like a slightly better alternative to coffee, but under the hood, green tea contains catechins, plant compounds like EGCG, that can actually improve how your cells handle energy, including in your muscles. A study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging looked at older women who did leg exercises for 3 months. Half of them also took a green tea extract equivalent to about 2 to 3 cups of green tea per day. The group with green tea gained significantly more leg strength and walking speed than the exercise-only group. Another small study suggested that green tea catechins can help preserve muscle mass in older adults with metabolic syndrome by improving insulin sensitivity. That means your muscles can pull sugar out of the blood more effectively and use it as fuel. Now, before you run to the cupboard, here's where most people get it wrong. They hear, green tea is healthy, and then drown it in sugar or drink 1 cup every few days and expect miracles. Or worse, They buy green tea flavored drinks that are basically sugar water with a label. After 60, that extra sugar works directly against your muscles by increasing inflammation and storing more fat around the abdomen, which is exactly what we don't want. Let's meet May, a 72-year-old grandmother who ran a small bakery for decades. She loved sweet iced tea and pastries, and her doctor had warned her that her blood sugar and cholesterol were creeping up. She felt weaker walking up the stairs to her apartment and started using the rail more heavily. Instead of putting her on 3 new drugs right away, her new geriatrician suggested a few targeted changes. Swap her afternoon iced tea for hot green tea with a squeeze of lemon, add a brief 10-minute walk after lunch, and do light resistance exercises with a band twice a week. At first she rolled her eyes. Tea and walking, she thought, that's not medicine. But she tried it. 3 months later, May's follow-up blood tests showed improved fasting blood sugar and triglycerides. More importantly to her, she could climb the stairs with less stopping, and her thighs felt more solid. The combination of green tea, which improved her metabolism a bit, and regular movement, which directly stimulated her muscles, created a reinforcing loop. She still enjoyed a sweet treat occasionally, but it no longer controlled her daily routine. For you, a reasonable goal might be 2 to 3 cups of unsweetened green tea spread through the day, 1 in the morning instead of a second cup of coffee, 1 after lunch, maybe 1 mid-afternoon. If you don't like it plain, add lemon, mint, or a tiny bit of honey, but keep it light. If you have kidney issues, irregular heart rhythms, or are very sensitive to caffeine, talk with your doctor about how much is safe. There are decaf green teas that still have some beneficial catechins, though the effect may be milder. Now I want to be absolutely clear. No tea by itself will rebuild muscle if you never move, eat almost no protein, and sleep poorly. That kind of promise would be dishonest. But here is the hidden truth the system rarely explains. Your muscles after 60 respond best to small, consistent nudges from all directions. A cup of sleep tea to support deep, natural rest. A cup of turmeric ginger tea to lower the inflammation that keeps you stuck. A few cups of green tea to gently improve metabolism and help your muscles respond to activity. None of these require a prescription. None of them come with a list of terrifying side effects at the end of a TV commercial, and yet most seniors are never told about them because there is no profit in teaching you how to use your kitchen as part of your medicine cabinet. Real prevention and real rebuilding start with informed choices, not fear-driven routines and endless test results. You've probably had bone scans, heart scans, vitamin D levels, and maybe even been told you need this or that injection to preserve muscle. Some of those tools have their place, but your day-to-day habits, what you drink, how you sleep, whether you move a little each day, have far more power over your muscles than most glossy brochures will admit. So, to recap in simple language, your muscles are not doomed after 60, they are listening every day. When you give them better sleep, less inflammation, and a gently improved metabolism, they can respond surprisingly well, especially when you pair those changes with simple strength and balance exercises and adequate protein. The 3 T's we talked about are not magic, but they are tools you can start using today without asking anyone's permission. I'd love to hear from you now. Have you ever noticed that you feel stronger or weaker depending on how you sleep, what you drink, or how much pain medication you're using? Have you tried any of these teas before, sleep blends, turmeric, ginger, or green tea? And did you feel any difference? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the one that helps another senior realize they're not powerless. If this video helped you see muscle health after 60 in a new light, please give it a like so YouTube knows to show it to more seniors and families who need this information. And make sure you're subscribed to our channel for more straight-talking, science-based videos about staying strong and independent after 60. In our next video, we are going to look at 5 healthy exercises that can actually speed up muscle loss and joint damage in older adults, and what to do instead. That one might surprise you even more than this. Your body is still adaptable. Every small, smart choice you make, even something as simple as what tea you drink today, can add good, strong years to your life.